The whole family are transmigrators. My mom is a fraud, my dad is a thief, my sister has killed someone, my brother has dealt drugs, I'm the only paper person, and a tragic heroine at that. The male lead came to my house to capture me for forced love. As soon as he entered, my whole family was sharpening their kitchen knives with menacing looks. So you're the one who refuses to act like a decent person, huh? My life is very hard. My dad is a gambling addict, but he thinks he's a gambling god. He believes that the reason he loses 9 out of 10 bets is because my mom and I bring him bad luck, so every time he loses all his money, he takes it out on the family with his fists and kicks. But a year ago, he suddenly changed. Not only did he quit gambling, but he also quit smoking, drinking, and pornography. Every time he came home, he would bring a thick stack of cash for my mom. He even gave me a Cartier bracelet and a Hermes bag, said to be vintage, guaranteed authentic. My mom thinks my dad has been possessed by someone else. As happy as a liberated slave, she hugged my bracelet and bag, taking a deep drag like it was top-shelf smoke. Then, due to excessive excitement, she couldn't catch her breath and passed out. After waking up, she had changed too. Her once clear and naive eyes had become unfathomable. The first thing said to me was, "Little girl, give me $100, and I'll help you get a labubu for free overseas. Earthlings don't lie to earthlings." I didn't even have time to speak. My sister, who usually puts on a sweet, high-pitched voice, suddenly boomed out, "I want one. If you dare lie to me, I'll kill you. Don't doubt it. I have a criminal record." She was toying with a kitchen knife, and I couldn't help but feel a chill run down my spine. Suddenly, my brother leaned close to my side, revealing a pink packet in his sleeve, and whispered to me, "Pure, high-quality stuff. Top-tier sensation. Want some?" I was utterly stunned. Completely overwhelmed. "Bro, weren't you supposed to marry me off for a dowry to get a wife? How did you end up on the path of crime?" He touched his nose. "Sorry, force of habit. I meant to ask, do you want some catnip? The house is a complete mess. I'd better drink it while it's hot." That evening, the whole family sat together for a truth-telling session. My dad said, "I was a thief. I fell into a manhole while sneaking home after a late-night heist and ended up here." My sister said, "I was a murderer. The prison food was so delicious that I ate too fast, choked to death, and ended up here." My brother said, "I was a drug dealer. During a deal, the other party tried to rip me off and shot me, so I ended up here." My mom said, "I am Indonesia's last powerful woman in microbusiness." My dad, my brother, my sister, and I all shouted in unison, "Tell the truth." My mom honestly twisted her fingers and said, "I'm a fraud. I was punched while begging for money with a fake baby at KFC, and when I woke up, I was here. Wow, everyone's a villain." I shed tears. My life's original setup was a gambling father, a seriously ill mother, a two-faced sister, and a scumbag brother. Now everyone has been upgraded to version 2. My life has become even more miserable. I said tremblingly, "We don't have much money at home, but I have $300 I earned from making bubble tea. I'll give it all to you. Just please spare my life." The 4 of them were taken aback. My sister was the first to speak up. "What are you talking about? We're here to save you. You're the female lead in a tragic story, and you're going to suffer terribly in the future. You'll be dumped, beaten, framed, assaulted, forced into an abortion, imprisoned, have your wrists slashed, and even jump into the sea. Others are born to enjoy life, but you're born to suffer. Why should that be?" She stamped her foot on the coffee table and declared boldly, "I have experience in dealing with people like this. I'll just take care of the male lead for you, once and for all." My dad said seriously, "That's not appropriate. I'll just go and rob the male lead's house clean, making him die poor. I'm best at robbing the rich to help the poor." My mom agreed, "You handle stealing the physical assets, and I'll take care of scamming the money in his bank account. I have over 1,000 types of fraud scripts. One of them is bound to work on him." My brother, a man of few words but ruthless actions, said, "Too troublesome. I'll just inject him with some drugs and let him die happy." I was moved for a moment but shook my head frantically. "I don't want you to do anything illegal for my sake. I promise to stay far away from that person." My sister patted my head. "Wendy, don't worry. With us around, no one can bully you." My dad pulled a bunch of luxury watches out of his pocket. "Dad's treating tonight. We're having hot pot." My brother somehow lured a calico cat over with catnip and placed it in my arms. "A welcome gift. keep it for fun." My mom then leaned in with a smile, looking sincere. "Lend me the 300. I really want to buy a Labubu. I have a feeling this thing is going to be a hit." My dad gave me a lot of pocket money. I saved it all, so that I could help out if the family ever needed money. I'll keep on making milk tea. I used to work to support my family. Now I work so that my family can retire early. To avoid the so-called male lead they talk about, I hardly communicate with any of the opposite sex. Didn't expect to still fall into a trap. The store organized a team building event, and I was forced to drink a strong alcoholic beverage. After getting tipsy, I lost consciousness, woke up later in a hotel suite. Clothes were scattered all over the floor, and my body was covered with ambiguous red marks. A man with a powerful aura looked down at me, his eyes filled with indifference. "I've seen plenty of women like you who go to great lengths to get into bed, but you're not bad, so, how much do you want?" If it were in the past, I might just accept my bad luck and come up with a number that would be enough to make my dad stop gambling and my mom stop complaining about fate. But now, I just find this guy so annoying. I put on my clothes confidently and said straightforwardly, "We met by chance and ended up sleeping together, so don't take it to heart. I don't need the money, just don't bother me after we leave, or my family will get angry." The man clearly didn't expect me to say that. Before I could step out, he grabbed my wrist. He furrowed his sharp brows. "A normal woman wouldn't react this way. What if I said your looks are decent enough to be my lover?" He seemed to expect me to be overjoyed, unexpectedly. I grabbed an alarm clock and left. It's getting late. My mom is calling me home for dinner. Not lying. After going out, I glanced at my phone. There were a full 100 missed calls. My mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister took turns bombarding me with endless calls. WeChat was even more explosive. My dad, "Go ask around, whose good daughter dares to stay out all night at just 23. My mom, "Sweetie, if it's a good man, remember to use a condom. If it's the male lead, remember to poke his eyes first and then kick him in the crotch." My brother, "Send me your location, I'll come pick you up." My sister, "Sis, where are you? Don't tell me the male lead ate you." I said I'd kill him. I returned home guiltily. I just said I drank too much at the team building event last night and stayed at a hotel with a colleague. The whole family breathed a sigh of relief. Then, while I was taking a shower, my sister came in to brush her teeth. She immediately noticed the red spots all over my body. She freaked out right away, screaming as she ran out, "First level alert, first level alert, that damn male lead must be eaten." 20 minutes later, the whole family gathered around my bedside, all four faces filled with disappointment and frustration. I lowered my head, ready to be scolded. My dad raised his hand. I instinctively dodged, but the next second, my dad's hand gently rested on top of my head and ruffled my hair. "We didn't protect you well enough. I should have picked you up last night." My mother sighed along and asked me, "Are you feeling unwell anywhere?" My brother said seriously, "Last night, you were probably set up by your colleagues. I'll help you get to the bottom of it." My sister picked up a kitchen knife and headed out, saying, "I'm going to go chop up the male lead." She was dragged back by my brother. I had been telling myself that a little bad luck was nothing, but at this moment, my eyes unexpectedly welled up with tears. "So this is what it feels like to have family backing you up." I sniffled weakly and said, "I won't be careless anymore. I won't go out for a while." My sister spread her legs apart, striking a thinker's pose. "You might dodge the first day, but you can't escape the 15th, given the male lead's nature. He'd dig you out even if you hid underground. Why not just dive into the game head first, counter his moves as they come, and make sure he never dares to mess with you again?" The whole family unanimously agreed. A group was immediately created. The group was named, "Swing the Broadsword at the Male Lead's Crotch." The next second, the doorbell rang. My house was surrounded by a group of people dressed in black. The person in charge introduced himself as Lucas's butler, Miss Wendy. "Mr. Lucas has been suffering from long-term insomnia, but he can sleep soundly through the night when he's with you. Therefore, we would like to hire you as Mr. Lucas's exclusive sleep companion." Behind the door, my entire family's eyes were rolling to the sky. I asked him, "What if I refuse?" The butler glanced at the black-clad men behind him with a knowing smile. The implication was clear. I could either go with him willingly or be taken by force. My sister gritted her teeth and whispered, "I'll just cut him down." I gave everyone a reassuring look. Since we had a plan, it was time to put it into action. After getting in the car, I keep reporting my safety in the group chat. This Rolls Royce is really nice. My brother would definitely like it. This estate is quite spacious. It would be perfect for my dad to grow flowers. The tea snacks are delicious. My mom would absolutely love them. These dresses are extremely expensive and incredibly beautiful. I stuffed a few into my bag for my sister to wear. No reply. 20 minutes later, I checked my phone again. Still no reply. I comfort myself, thinking that maybe everyone is just busy, but I still can't help feeling a bit uneasy and disappointed. I was pulled by a group of stylists to change clothes and get my makeup done, and by the time I finished, it was already late at night, sitting alone on the edge of the bed, hugging my knees, waiting for the unknown. I hid my phone behind the tissue box. If Lucas forces himself on me, I can record the evidence. 1 o'clock in the morning, I was startled awake by Lucas. He was only wearing a bathrobe, having just showered, and the scent of his hormones and roses overwhelmingly enveloped me. I instinctively gripped the bedsheet tightly. He leaned close to my ear and chuckled softly. Thought you were some chaste and virtuous woman, but here you are, willingly delivered to my door. His voice was deep and magnetic, vibrating so intensely it made my eardrums ache. I moved to the edge of the bed and said calmly, Mr. Lucas, you need to understand, I'm just here to accompany you, not to sleep with you. He smirked and reached out to grip my chin. Who do you think you are? It's an honor for you to serve me. Without another word, he fiercely bit my lip. This is a warning. I tasted the metallic tang of blood and struggled desperately, but due to the disparity in strength, he pinned down my hands. I remembered my mother's words, ready to seize the opportunity to kick him in the crotch. Just then, there was a loud clang. Lucas was hit on the back of the head by a silver tray. His eyes widened, and he fell straight down. I kicked him aside. I saw my mom in a maid's uniform, calmly taking back the tray and dusting it off. Mom, I exclaimed in surprise. What are you doing here? My mom said proudly. I saw they were hiring, so I came to protect you. I was shocked. Their hiring standards are pretty high, aren't they? My mom blew on her nails. Not that high. Just fluent in 8 languages, skilled in daily chores, etiquette and reception, and a bit of martial arts. That's all. I was even more shocked. Mom, you know all of these, my mom said. Mom knows how to tell a little white lie. Right after, my mom brought out another tray, which was filled with desserts and even a pot of Earl Grey tea. Sweetie, what would you like for breakfast tomorrow? Pick something expensive. I'll have the chef make it for you. The next morning, Lucas woke up rubbing the back of his head and asked me, why is there a bump here? I said, you fell asleep instantly last night and bumped your head on the headboard. Lucas suspects I'm lying, but he has no evidence. He could only toss a dress to me in annoyance. There's a banquet tonight. Accompany me. I didn't know what kind of event it was at first. Fortunately, I didn't even have to ask, as passers-by gave me the answer. Sarcastic woman A. That must be Mr. Lucas's little canary. How dare she come and ruin Evelyn's event? Doesn't she know Evelyn is Mr. Lucas's childhood sweetheart? Sarcastic woman B, just full of pride and arrogance, thinking she's Mr. Lucas's favorite. She's just low-class trash, not even in the same league as Evelyn. Who knows where she gets the nerve to compete with her for a man? Sarcastic man A sneered mockingly. Well, Evelyn is known for her ruthless methods. This ugly duckling won't make it through the night. Oh. So it's a competition among women. I was just trying to figure out who Evelyn is. Then, a girl wearing a long dress studded with sequins and towering high heels walked over gracefully. You must be Miss Wen, Lucas's new favorite. Nice to meet you, she said with a smile, handing over a glass of champagne. Then she clinked her glass with mine. I'm a good friend of Lucas, so from now on, we'll be good friends too. She finished her drink, smiling sincerely and harmlessly, showing no trace of hostility. I observed her micro-expressions and subconsciously brought the champagne to my lips. Just as it was about to reach my mouth, someone bumped into my arm. The glass slipped and shattered into pieces on the floor. The waiter bowed to me in apology. The moment I looked at him, I almost burst out laughing. Who else could it be but my brother? Miss Wen, I'll take you to the dressing room. In the locker room, my brother earnestly warned me. She put Natasha in that drink. It's a colorless, odorless hallucinogenic drug that can make you act foolishly once it takes effect. I patted my chest in relief and said, then I won't drink anything tonight. My brother said, that might not be necessary. She probably won't have the chance to drug you again. Huh? Why? My brother pushed up his gold-rimmed glasses. because I put a full dose of Natasha in her drink. As soon as he finished speaking, a commotion broke out outside. Evelyn had her skirt hitched up to her waist and was standing on the stage, shaking her hands in a dance, singing Lone Brave, while dancing, unaware of the world around. The crowd remained silent, only recording videos. Lucas couldn't stand it anymore and went to pull her away. Evelyn slapped him several times, crying and shouting, "Your Majesty, you have made her suffer so much. My mom and I were cracking melon seeds while watching the opera. We couldn't help but give my brother a big thumbs up. Awesome." Lucas's face was swollen from being slapped. He tossed and turned, unable to sleep. "It kept me awake too." He thrashed like a fish, and I tossed like a dragon. No one is allowed to sleep. He was the first to lose it. Gripping my neck, the dark circles under his eyes were terrifyingly deep. "Woman, if you've lost the ability to help me sleep, you can get out right now." Although he is mentally ill, but he pays a lot, I still need to make money to get my family to wash their hands of this. I can't lose this job. I had a sudden idea. How about I try ASMR? He looked at me with suspicion. I imitated an online sleep aid video, grabbing the air in front of him while chanting, "Bala bala bala." His eyelids began to droop. When I blew air into his ear, his gaze deepened, and his Adam's apple bobbed. The voice was frighteningly hoarse. "Woman, you've tried every trick to seduce me, and you still say you're not interested in me." The sound of gunfire in Berlin echoed in my mind. While he wasn't paying attention, I sent a message to my mom to vent. "The guy who's pretending to be dead won't sleep and is super narcissistic." Chihuahua vomiting JPG. My mom replied, "Wait, Mom is coming." A few minutes later, my mom came in with a cup of tea. "Mr. Lucas, this is a calming tea specially prepared for you by the kitchen." Lucas frowned. "Are you new here?" My mom said. "Yes, my surname is Ni. I'm Auntie Ni." Lucas drank the tea and the next second, he collapsed onto the bed, snoring loudly, like a lustful donkey, and like World War II, my mom brought out a plate of grilled skewers and 2 bottles of soda. "Eat up, you greedy girl, there's knockout drops in the tea. And even if someone died next to you, they wouldn't wake up." After staying at Lincoln's place for 3 days, I gained 3 pounds. This is the reason. The next day, I slept until the afternoon. Lucas was still asleep. The butler came to inform me that Lucas's mother had arrived and specifically asked to see me. I just threw on some clothes and went to the garden. The noble woman covered her nose when she saw me, her face full of disdain. I thought my son was hiding a precious jewel. But it turns out it's something so unworthy of the spotlight. "I heard your father is a gambler, your mother is from the countryside, your brother is a troublemaker, and your sister was someone's mistress. TSK, the whole family is at the very bottom of society. I've seen plenty of women like you. The moment you lay eyes on my son, you can't wait to devour him. And you're the poorest and most tasteless one of them all." I chuckled. "Well, isn't that a coincidence? You're also the most shameless and classless rich person I've ever met." Limu trembled with rage, her elegant composure completely shattered. "How dare a mere plaything like you speak to me like that? Get out of the Lincoln family right now." I praised her. "That's quite explosive, but your son can't sleep without me, so don't you dare beg me on your knees to come back later. I'd be embarrassed." Motherly pointed at me, clutching her chest and moaning in pain. I said, "Try faking it one more time." Then, she still wanted to curse at me. Suddenly, a stream of water rushed fiercely into her wide-open mouth. "You demon!" Gurgle gurgle. Beside the flower bed, my father, dressed as a gardener, was holding a high-pressure water gun and drenching Lee's mother to the bone. Lee's mother was completely dumbfounded. My dad scratched his head. "I'm sorry, ma'am. I saw you so furious that I mistook you for a coxcomb flower." My dad actually managed to sneak in as well. I was practically doubled over with laughter. Lee's mother screamed and went to report her son. I shared her afternoon tea with my dad. My dad watched me eat the small cake with a smile. "From now on, if I'm here, just call me, and I'll come." My eyes are a bit itchy. I quickly changed the subject to avoid actually shedding tears. "Dad, where did my sister go?" My father smiled mysteriously and said, "You'll find out soon enough." Not long after, Lucas held an engagement banquet invitation in front of me. He looked down at me and said, "If you hadn't disrespected my mother back then, perhaps you would have had a chance to become my wife." I squinted and read out the bride-to-be's name. "Linda." "Who is she?" Lucas choked up and said, "Evelyn." "Good name," I said with a cupped hand salute. May you too have many children early, 99 in one birth. Lucas clenched his jaw. You don't have to pretend it doesn't matter, I know you're upset inside. But you must attend the banquet, and you must stay within my line of sight. Why not? Lucas's fingers brushed over my face, his tone laced with authority. Evelyn told me you were getting close to a waiter at the last banquet. I'm warning you, you're mine now. If you have any other ideas, I'll make you regret it. I rolled my eyes. So possessive. If you're that powerful, go reclaim artifacts from the British Museum. Lucas was speechless. The engagement banquet was held in an ancient castle. Under the spotlight, Evelyn held tightly onto Lucas's arm. Lucas smiled faintly, his gaze occasionally drifting toward me. I, on the other hand, focused on enjoying the feast. My mom always says, no matter how big the world is, eating is the most important thing. After the meal, I lay by the pool sipping watermelon juice. Evelyn surrounded me with her people. This time, she didn't even bother pretending and started lashing out directly. You're so good at seducing and luring people in. Lucas couldn't take his eyes off you all day. Wendy, do you think my family, the Wangs, are easy to push around? Sarcastic girl A twirled her hair and chimed in. That's just how these gold diggers from the bottom rung are. Once they sink their teeth in, they never let go. Sarcastic girl B, tisk. Sarcastic girl C admires her manicure. In my opinion, we should teach her a lesson, scare her out of her wits, so she never dares to flirt with Mr. Lucas again. Sarcastic girl B, tisk. Evelyn looks at sarcastic girl B, Margaret, what do you think we should do? Margaret used her long pink diamond nail extensions to perform a fast-paced clapper talk. Just throw her into the pool and make her lose face completely. Humph. Evelyn glared fiercely as the four of them dragged me up and pushed me toward the deep end of the pool. Just as I was about to exert force, Margaret slipped, completely disrupting the rhythm of the four. I took advantage of the chaos and retreated. The four of them lost their balance, grabbing each other's hair and collars amid a chorus of screams. At the critical moment, Margaret used her incredible peach-shaped butt to forcefully bump into Evelyn. The three of them fell into the water one after another, like dumplings dropping into a pot. Huge splashes of water erupted. Margaret triumphantly drank up my watermelon juice in one gulp. It was only then that I recognized her through her heavy Western-style makeup and fake chest and butt, and I almost laughed myself to tears. Girl, you ha ha ha. Margaret rolled her eyes affectionately. Do you know how hard it is to break into the socialite circle? I've helped you this far, I'm out of here. The pool was in complete chaos. I was watching the commotion when a waiter handed me a hairpin. Miss, you dropped this. It must have fallen during the earlier scuffle. I thanked him. Lucas is walking quickly in this direction. Evelyn is frantically waving from the water. Lucas, save me, quick. Everyone thought Lucas was about to jump into the water to save his fiancée. I didn't expect that. Lucas walked straight up to me, his eyes brimming with possessiveness and jealousy. It was that waiter just now, right? How dare he touch your hand in front of me, and you even smiled at him. I want to ask if all domineering CEOs are so neurotic, I said irritably. I don't know him, Lucas sneered. You're going to great lengths just to protect him. I was speechless, choked with emotion. Then, right in front of everyone, Lucas hoisted me over his shoulder and carried me into the castle. His shoulder dug into my stomach, making me extremely uncomfortable. I yelled at him, Lucas. Are you crazy? Put me down. Lucas just kept going upstairs. I want you to know the consequences of betraying me. He threw me into the most remote room. He tied me to the head of the bed with a belt. He smiled with relief, as if he had finally found the answer to a difficult problem. As long as I keep you imprisoned here, you will belong to me alone forever. The castle structure is complex, and this is the most hidden spot. No one will ever find you. Stay here, be my mistress, and bear my children. How does that sound? Me, ugh, this is a crime. Aren't you afraid of being punished? He laughed arrogantly. The Lincoln family holds immense power. I doubt anyone would dare to punish me. I gritted my teeth hard. My heart sank. He stroked my lips with his fingertip. Once I finish handling the matters downstairs, I'll come up to be with you. Wait for me obediently. Don't waste your energy on pointless struggles. I nodded obediently. No struggling. As soon as he left, me, help, help, help. My throat is hoarse. My throat is hoarse. My throat is hoarse. Mom, Dad, big brother, big sister, help me. Mom was the first to notice I was missing. At that moment, the king crab had just been cooked, and she grabbed one to share with me, but she couldn't find me anywhere. when my dad asked. He found out that I had been carried upstairs by Lucas. The two of them were so anxious they were running around in circles. But my brother kept his cool and managed to get the castle map from the security room. Through an analysis of criminal psychology, they identified 3 rooms where I might be held. The 3 of them immediately split up to search for me. At that moment, I was tied to the headboard, frantically comforting myself. It's okay, Lucas is just after my body. The worst case scenario is bidding farewell to my period for the rest of my life. It's okay. Maybe Evelyn will find me and just end it all, letting me start over. It's okay. My family will eventually forget about me. They won't be sad for too long. Woo, on horseback. The more I think about it, the more desperate I feel. The light in the room was old and in disrepair. As the night deepened, it grew increasingly dim. The moonlight was blocked by clouds, and a cool breeze seeped in through the cracks in the window. I shuddered. Suddenly, I really missed the meals my dad used to make. I missed the smile on my mom's face when she secretly brought me a midnight snack. I missed the way my older brother would shield me behind his back. I miss my older sister. My sister's Western-style makeup is really hilarious. I curled the corner of my lips. Actually, I'm already very fortunate. The few days I spent with them as a family were the happiest time of my life. Even if I were to die right now, there are no regrets. I thought in a daze. Until I was startled awake by the sound of the door lock. Click. The door was pushed open. The moment I saw my dad, tears instantly welled up in my eyes. Dad, you came to save me. Dad jogged over, helped untie my restraints, with a look of relief on his face. Good thing Dad ran to the right room. Picking locks is his specialty. My legs are still a bit weak. My dad handed me over to my brother. You two go home first. Your mom and I still have things to take care of, later I found out. After the two of us left, my mom hurriedly ran to Lucas and said, Mr. Lucas, Miss Wan is in a very bad condition. At that moment, Lucas was holding Evelyn, who had just drunk her fill of water. Upon hearing this, he immediately set Evelyn down on the floor and dashed upstairs. When he rushed into the room, his eyes were bloodshot as he looked around for someone. My father stepped out from behind the door and locked him inside. That room was the most hidden. Even the cleaning staff were too lazy to clean it. After going hungry for a full 5 days, Lucas was finally discovered. The first thing he said upon waking up was, "Go and arrest Wendy's entire family. Not a single one is to be spared." Lucas found out the identities of our family. The whole family is wanted. My sister still says the same thing. I'm going to go kill Lucas. My dad holds her head and urges us, hurry and pack your bags, let's escape together. I hastily packed a few pieces of clothing. The whole family got into the car. My brother reached out to me. What are you waiting for? Get in. I stood still, shaking my head with determination. Lucas is after me. If he catches me, he won't keep pursuing you. Go. I don't want to drag you down. A chance encounter. They have already done enough for me. As long as they leave me, everyone will be free. My dad anxiously slapped the steering wheel. What are you mumbling about? Hurry up and pull her out. My sister was so frantic that she bumped her head. The family must stay together. Little sister, get in the car now. Lucas's men are coming any minute. I was also panicking, my eyes turning red. Then you all need to leave. Hurry up and go. My brother stared at me intensely, his hands gripping the back of the seat tightly. We were at a deadlock. My mom suddenly took off her sunglasses and looked at me calmly. Stop fighting it, kid. Do you really think we're good people? We're all transmigrated into this book, and protecting you is our mission. If we succeed, there's 100 million in reward money. If you really want to repay us, just follow our arrangements and don't hold us back. I froze for a moment. My brother dragged me straight into the car. Our car sped off, leaving Lucas's people several blocks behind. I was completely bewildered the whole time. My mind kept replaying my mom's words, 100 million yuan prize, and, don't hold anyone back. There is no such thing as unconditional love in this world. Actually, I understood this truth a long time ago. In elementary school, the teacher required everyone to buy a uniform, which cost 50 yuan. I asked my mom for the money. My mom said, money. How much have I spent on you since you were little? I don't have any money. Go ask your dad for it. I waited until 2 a.m. when my dad came home drunk. Hearing that it would cost money, his eyes widened instantly. $50 for a school uniform, that's robbery. At such a young age, You've learned to lie. I'll beat you to death." I cried and said I wasn't lying. My dad tossed a few peanuts into his mouth and sneered, "Debt collector. Can't you just say we don't have money at home? Will you die without wearing a uniform? Get out, get out. You're blocking my view of the TV." That's when I knew it was a struggle and a hardship for my parents to raise me with the money they spent. Later, when I grew up, I worked to earn my tuition. They keep calling me, asking me to send money home every month. They say, "After all the effort it took to raise you, it's time to repay your parents. Not giving money is unfilial, and you'll go to hell when you die." At that moment, I knew they gave birth to and raised me, expecting something in return. When I was a child, I often felt confused reading textbooks that praised the selfless love of parents. In my essay, I wrote that there is no such thing as selfless love in the world. Then I got a 0. In fact, I am not resentful about this. I believe it is only natural. It was only when I thought I was loved unconditionally that 100 million woke me up, remind me not to dream anymore. The vehicle came to the edge of a cliff. Below the cliff was a rushing river. My brother suddenly spoke up. "Stop the car, I've got an idea." Everyone got out of the car. My brother tinkered with the car for a while, made it explode, and then pushed it into the river. Then my brother took off my hairpin, threw it on the ground, and said, "This is how drug lords fake their deaths. At best, it might fool Lucas. At worst, it could buy us more time to escape." My dad randomly picked a lucky driver and borrowed his car. We headed south and settled in N City. I sold the jewelry and perfumed bags I took from Lucas, and with my daily wages, I managed to scrape together a decent sum of money. Together with my family, we took over a high-end toy store. I take charge. My mom selects the products, my sister handles operations, my dad manages sales, and my brother takes care of logistics. My mom has a sharp eye. The products she picks always become hits. With seamless teamwork, our store quickly established itself. Within half a year, our profits doubled. This is the first time in my life that I've accomplished something truly monumental. The sense of achievement is addictive. I practically live at the shop every day. It feels like I have an endless supply of energy. I want to earn a lot of money, share a lot of it with my family, and repay them for everything they've given me. If it weren't for them, I think I would probably be stuck in the mire of love, hate, and resentment until I suffocate. 12 o'clock at night. I settled the accounts and headed home with the quarterly dividends. I rushed in excitedly, only to find the house pitch dark. Are they all asleep? I had no choice but to set the red envelope aside and grab a pack of instant noodles to make up for dinner. Turn around. The lights instantly brighten. Fireworks burst above my head, with colorful confetti flying everywhere. The whole family holds a birthday cake and shouts in unison, "Happy birthday to the youngest. May everything go better than expected." Even I had forgotten that today is my birthday. Holding the instant noodles, I stood there frozen, feeling a bit choked up. My brother snatched the instant noodles from my hand and pushed me down at the dining table. Dad cooked a whole table of dishes and reheated them many times. "Hurry up and eat." My mom served me some old duck soup. I picked this duck myself. It's really plump. "You've lost too much weight lately. You need to nourish yourself." My sister sat down next to me with her bowl and said pitifully, "Sis, can you spare me a duck leg? Mom wouldn't let me have a single bite while you were away." My dad put on his apron and went back into the kitchen. "There are still 2 stir-fry dishes left, just waiting for you to come back and cook them." I wiped my tears while munching on the duck leg. My brother dragged out a huge gift box. "All the gifts we prepared for you are inside. You can open them slowly in your room tonight." I sniffled. My brother continued, "Also, I've already looked into that incident where you were drunk before. It was a colleague of yours who tried to take advantage of you. In the middle of it, he wasn't paying attention, and you accidentally ended up in Lucas's room. I've already had him dealt with, so don't worry," I said hoarsely. "Thank you, brother. I have good news too," my sister said mysteriously. Evelyn was complaining in the socialite group chat, saying that after Lucas discovered the incident, he spent all day holding your hairpin in a daze, vowing to drain the river. A few days ago, some medical doctor told Evelyn that there's some kind of black technology abroad that can erase people's memories. Evelyn and Lucas's mother directly took Lucas abroad to seek treatment, and he won't be back for a while. "Little sister, you can rest easy now." I stared blankly, my mouth agape. "A medical doctor, really?" my sister said. "I think it's probably a scam." My mom casually put a meatball into her mouth. "Actually, it was me, remember, there's no one who never gets fooled. You just haven't encountered the scam tailor-made for you yet. My sister and I were filled with respect. When mom steps in, she's worth two people. While washing my hands to get ready to eat the cake, my sister nudged my arm and whispered with a light laugh in my ear, "Hey, there actually isn't 100 million yuan prize. Mom tricked you, you know, mom is the best at fooling people." When the whole family sang the birthday song for me, I cried like a dog. It took everyone surrounding me and comforting me for a while before I could stop my tears. Actually, I have a not-so-secret. All these years, this is my first time celebrating my birthday, for the first time. Someone arranged it for me and wished me a happy birthday. In the warm glow of the candlelight, I sobbed, clasped my hands together, and made a sincere wish. I hope my whole family is safe and happy. I hope my whole family lives forever. I hope our family stays together forever. Lisa got married at the age of 15. Her mother said, "There are too many siblings at home. We can't afford to raise you anymore. So go and let your husband's family take care of you." The man was from the neighboring village and owned a cow. The village women were all happy for her, saying she had married up. When registering, she clutched the corner of her clothes, closed her eyes, and told a lie for the first time in her life. "I am 18. At the wedding banquet, she didn't think about anything. She just felt like she was merely changing roofs to get a meal. At that time, she didn't expect that this meal would be so painful to eat. The man has a bad temper, at home. He treats her like an animal. If things don't go his way, he resorts to physical violence. Once, he hit her on the temple, and she lay on the ground all night. Woke up with a handful of chicken poop. My forehead was burning, and my head was splitting with pain. She held her stomach and came to a realization. Begging for mercy was useless. Only by leaving a man can one survive. The baby girl weighed only 3 pounds at birth. She didn't even have the strength to cry. The man didn't even take a look. He just said, "If you don't give birth to a boy next time, you might as well die." She stared at the girl, wondering whether to strangle her. Even if she doesn't die now, sooner or later her own father will devour her alive. She measured with her thumb and forefinger for a few days. Couldn't bring myself to do it. When the man was on top of her, she said she wanted a divorce. The man slapped her several times. She fainted instantly, dreamed of descending into hell. Standing on a mountain of knives with a sea of fire below. Fortunately, later on, it was truly fortunate, a female lawyer came to the village to promote legal awareness. She said that marriages under the legal age are not valid. She also said that domestic violence is illegal. The law is meant to protect the vulnerable. Lisa grabbed her hand, and tears fell. The lawyer ran around everywhere. He really helped her get a divorce. But she had no house, no job, and the judge wouldn't let her take the child. She needs money, a lot of money. Poverty cannot be hidden. She was targeted, deceived, and learned to deceive from them. Once the money is scammed, it's sent to the man. At first, the man would let her hear the child's cries. Later, he refused to let her hear anything. Just one sentence. "If I don't get 2,000 yuan a month, I'll strangle the baby to death." The baby can't die. She still needs to buy a house and bring the baby to live with her. She carried a fake baby and begged for money from others at KFC. The person saw through her trick and punched her in the temple. The moment she fell, she thought, actually, her daughter had long been dead. Doggy knew he had been a bad person since childhood, because he grew up in a den of thieves. Every one of his siblings is a thief. When he was first abducted, he didn't want to learn how to pick locks. Dad showed him the severed limbs in the basement, and he was so scared he wet himself. He cried and swore to always obey. From the age of 7 to 17, he became an outstanding member of the gang. During meals, his father would give him an extra piece of meat. He, in turn, would do so when no one was watching. He would put the meat into the bowls of the little ones who had just been abducted. He never forgot. He was abducted. He has a father, a mother, a grandmother, and a grandfather. He must go home. Finally, one time, he managed to escape the kidnapper's sight. Running forward at full speed, keep running, get up and keep running after falling down, until collapsing beside the trash can on the street corner, foaming at the mouth, on the verge of death. It was a little girl who woke him up. She gave him half a bottle of mineral water, saved his life. Doggy asked her why she had no hair. The little girl shyly touched her head and said she had an illness that made all her hair fall out. She said she was going to die soon. Her family didn't have the money for her surgery, and her parents were helpless. Doggy said dryly. There must be a way. The little girl smiled at him. She would sneak out some food for him every day. She would open the door for him late at night, letting him sleep in the storage room. Doggy asked her how much the surgery would cost. The little girl said it would take at least 800,000. Doggy knew. For the wealthy, 800,000 is just the price of a watch or a scarf. But for the little girl, it was her life. Doggy decided to pull off one last job, earn enough for the surgery, then leave this place to search for family. This one job, he went through great effort, narrowly escaping death. He sought help from all gods and Buddhas, and only by luck did he succeed. While clutching that famous watch and running desperately, he was filled with joy. He imagined what the little girl would look like after she recovered. She would grow long, shiny black hair. She would sing and dance, skipping around. He kept thinking about it, stepped into the void, plunged into darkness in an instant. Later, the emaciated body was fished out of the water. It was discovered that he was clutching a luxury watch tightly. Several people took turns trying to pry his hand open. None of them could open it. Pearl's name was given by her mother. Her father had no interest in it. After 3 rounds of drinks, he said with a smile, if I were to name it, I'd call it Apple. He loved alcohol far more than he loved people. Oh, but in truth, he loved people too. It's just that he doesn't love his wife or daughter. He loves other women. Those women smile at him. He puts money into their chests. When Pearl is doing her homework, he was drunk, his neck flushed red as he shouted, greedy for wealth and lustful. Yet full of righteousness, his mother told him to keep his voice down. He immediately changed his expression, grabbed a shoe, and slapped it across his mother's face. Pearl wanted to help her mother. Mom directly locked her bedroom door. Pearl, don't come out, it'll be over soon. Pearl leaned against the back of the door and counted, 1, twice, 3 times. Pearl has a severe stomach condition, because when eating at home, when her father gets drunk, he tends to act erratically. He might resort to verbal abuse or even physical violence. That's why she eats faster and faster. She's finished eating. There's no need to face him directly anymore. Since she can remember, she has never been able to taste the flavor of food. Maybe there really isn't much flavor to begin with. The dishes at home are often bland, because her father said that meat costs money, salt costs money, and you have to save where you can. Her mother developed hypoglycemia from saving food for her to eat. She fainted at home several times. Once, her father saw it, stepped right over her, only realized it when I grew up. Turns out not every family is like this. Turns out there are also parents who are loving and sweet. Sometimes Pearl wonders, what kind of miserable life is her mother living? If her father disappeared, would she and her mother finally be able to breathe at home? It's probably due to malnutrition. Her first period came later than her peers, the day the bedsheet was stained with blood. Her mother, for the first time, bought a chicken drumstick. She told Pearl to eat it quickly. Before her father came home, she ate with fear and trepidation. The chicken leg didn't seem fully cooked. In the middle of the night, her stomach ached with bloating, and she vomited all over the floor. Her father was gnawing on his chicken feet and, upon seeing this, slapped her directly. Don't you know to go to the bathroom to vomit? You're ruining my appetite. He looked down and, without a word, grabbed her mother's hair with a backhanded motion. You bitch, I can't even afford to eat chicken, and you two dare to use my money to eat it behind my back. I'm going to beat you to death today. He pinned the person to the ground, throwing punch after punch. His eyes were bloodshot, and he was completely out of control. Her mother struggled at first, then began to convulse. I feel like I'm going to die. If I keep fighting, I'm going to die. That was the only thought running through Pearl's mind. I can't fight anymore. Don't let him hit again. Then she went straight to the kitchen and picked up the kitchen knife, aimed at the man's neck. 1 strike, twice, 3 times, saved. Tom was his former name, now his name is Bruce. He's a lackey working for a drug lord. It's quite interesting, actually. During his years of education, he learned how to be an outstanding, good person. After successfully getting ashore, he began learning how to be a slick and shady character. He infiltrated a drug den. He witnessed the most comprehensive array of desires and temptations in the world. During the day, he feigned compliance and acted furtively, holding a 5-pointed star at night, silently singing the national anthem in my heart. The higher-up said, as long as the local bully is caught, he can return to the team. He is looking forward to this day immensely. He dreams of it every day. He can't imagine how happy his parents will be when he returns to them. His father suffers from chronic leg pain. So he plans to buy him a foot-soaking tub. Mom has a bad back, so he's going to get that massage chair he's been eyeing. Finally, the day arrived. The local gang leader is about to trade a cargo ship with someone. Tom risked his life to send the message out. The negotiation process went very pleasantly. No one expected it. The money given by the other party was all counterfeit. The first bullet hit Tom in the leg. Then the second and the third. He collapsed to the ground, exhausted. He thought hazily. There were still many things left undone. There are still many people I haven't met. Faintly, the sound of a siren can be heard in the distance, and the powerful, resounding singing is getting closer. Having endured hardships, my heart remains unchanged. A young man's lofty aspirations speak not of sorrow. The golden shield is forged with fervent blood, showing prowess in times of peril, showing prowess. After hearing the story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Looking forward to hearing from you. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.